Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Wheels from Wheels Gone Wild. I want to take this chance to not only introduce you to somebody, but to introduce to you this person's work. First of all, I want to put a challenge out there to everybody. I don't want to have it go out to a specific 3 people or anything like that. I want this challenge to go out to everybody. I want you to think about the next time you do a shout out for somebody. How much do you know about that person? Who is that person? What do they do? You know, what did that person go through to get onto YouTube? Why is the person's channel name a certain name? Why is Double Gauge's name Double Gauge? You know, things like that. I want people to start to actually get to know and introduce the people. These VRs and these these videos to do shout outs and stuff like that don't really mean anything. You can rattle off 5, 6, 7 names. I want to do a shout out to so and 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 so. Links are in the description box downstairs. Who cares? Who is this person? I want to know who it is that these people are. I want to see if you guys will take the time and to find out for yourselves who these people are. So with that being said, I want to take this chance to introduce to you a fellow who lives in Cantenbury, England. His name is Ray Townson. He goes by the channel name of, and I forget. And it's Charlie Tango 1. Okay? Charlie Tango 1, a couple of you guys have heard of him. I doubt very much anybody knows him as far as what he's done and how he's grown up and what he's done with his life. And that's what I want to try and do for everybody here. So Ray. So I sat down with Ray, over Facebook and sort of chatted back and forth and sort of got to know him a little bit. So I kind of did like an interview. And get out of the way, dog. Get out of the way. Come on, woof, woof, woof. So this is Ray. Okay. So Ray started camping when he was about 12 or 13 years old. And he took up fishing and camping. And his place to camp and fish was on the edge of this little lake nearby. So he'd come home from school and grab his fishing gear and stuff and go straight down to his fishing spot on the lake after school every day. So right there you can tell that the guy is he's been outdoors all his life. So before you know it, he grew up. He's like happens to everybody. Work starts to get involved and it gets in the way of life. So anyways, he was doing an apprenticeship for a company as an upholstery worker. That was back in the 60s. There was not enough real demand for it even back then. So he moved on to do other things. That's when he decided that he would go hoboing all over England. Like, what a cool thing to do. Just grab your bag and go. Check out the country you live in. So he grabbed his army rucksack and his bright orange tent that his dad gave him, and he went hoboing all over England. He said that was a real eye-opener for him, as he was only a young man, and he had missed being called up for the national service by 6 months. When he came back from doing his hobo adventure, he got married and took on a job driving an 18-wheeler, and this particular truck get bent in the middle, and he drove this truck all over England and various countries, driving truck. He said to me, that started to get a little bit too dangerous when he started doing Middle East runs. And he started to have to carry a gun. And at that age, carrying a gun to defend himself, it was not really his idea of fun. So off he goes to another job. He took up with a small company that made saddles, along with other stuff that was to do with horses and stuff. He said to me, he says, I must admit, I gave them some bullshit to get through that, or to get that job, and that is when I had to prove myself working with leather. So he got older, he mellowed out, as we all do, and he was invited by a good friend to become a Freemason. Freemasons do good work for the homeless and the less fortunate, along with raising money for various charities. That's when he took up bushcraft. When he was doing saddle work in the Freemasonry, he decided to take up bushcraft work. And because he was still into doing leather work and working for the saddle company, he decided to invest in his own sewing machine for home use. So that's, if you take a look at his videos, that machine that he uses to sew his leather work is the same machine that he had back then. So along with doing a lot of ruffed grouse hunting and pheasant hunting, he decided to get himself a .357 Magnum revolver and a 9mm semi-automatic. Now this is before England became gun-free, or anti-gun, anti-handgun. He said that was great until the do-gooders kept on their campaigns to ban them, and at least they won that one, he says. So he was left with his shotguns, and he concentrated on making leather game holders, firebox wallets. So everybody who's got a wallet or a firebox out there, maybe you should take a look and ask them if you can do a wallet for their firebox. He does penny stoves, etc., etc. Check out his channels. You can see a lot of the work that he's done. He does some fantastic work. He says, you think you've seen it all that I have made, and he was made redundant at the age of 64. Well, who is going to employ me at that age? So I decided to get another gun dog to train up. Well, to me that says that he's done that before. So he used to train gun dogs. He used to train dogs when he was younger to go hunting with. So that's pretty cool too. So the same time that he decided to grab this other gun dog and train up was about the same time he decided to put his videos up on YouTube. And, it just went on from there. One of the things he says near the end of the interview, he says, well, Dave, that's just about my life's history. So you can take whatever you want from that, buddy. So this is what I'm going to take it from. I'm going to take it that, I've actually spent the time to get to know him a little bit and understand where he's coming from and understand the kind of guy he is. I'm very, very, very proud to have met him. Very happy to have met him and spend some time with him. And introduce you, YouTube to him. And introduce you to his leatherwork. Here is an axe handle, or an axe sheath that he made for me. And it's adjustable, so it can fit a variety of different hatchets. Really nice work. You can see that front and back. Even though the hatchet head is sort of straight, it's there's a little bit of a beard built into that hatchet cover, so it also fits one of my tomahawks. Perfect. When I actually met him, he was doing some work for a guy making a sheath for a guy for his Old Hickory butcher knife, his 7-inch butcher knife. So I've got one kicking around here. I'm wondering what I'm going to do with it. What kind of a home am I going to give to it? And he says, Dave, he says, you cover the post, you cover the shipping, and this was just before Christmas. And he says, sometime after Christmas, he says, you'll be getting something like this in the mail. here is a dangler sheath that he made. For me, without the knife, although he had the pattern from the knife before. But excellent work, excellent work. He's got his initials in the back. But beautiful craftsmanship, beautiful stitching. He explains how he carves out the little wedge on the piece of leather to make it sort of blend in to the case itself. It's a nice case, a nice sheath, and it fits my Old Hickory perfectly. So there you go, guys. Charlie Tango 1. He's a great guy. Take some time and get to know these people that you actually do shout outs for. Ray Townson, Charlie, what a pleasure to meet you. What an absolute pleasure to meet you and say hi to you. And thank you very, very much for the wonderful, wonderful work you did for me. This is Wheels, and I've got a little bit of a tear in my eye. I love all you guys. I want you guys to get to know each other. I want to get to know you guys. I want us all to become not just a family, but a family that knows every person and knows each other very, very well. And what a great world that would be. So this is Wheels, and I am out of here.